So namaste everybody, nice to see you. It's Monday again, so that means it's vinyasa night. We're continuing our theme of looking at shoulders, so we're going to work through some shoulder openers today, also warming up with our usual sort of vinyasa cycles. It might be handy for you today to have a block or a sandwich box, something you can just put into your hands. So we're not going to use it very frequently to sort of brace ourselves, we're just going to use it to hold again, and it might be above the head or behind, we'll see. And then also possibly you might want to, if you know you need to prop yourself in pigeon and the sandwich box isn't quite right, a sofa cushion. And possibly a blanket as well, potentially if you need a bit of padding for when we're kneeling and the cushion's going to be too squidgy. So just get those things ready for you. Make sure you've got them to hand, and we're going to bring ourselves into practice. So we're just going to sit in a comfortable cross-legged position, sitting up nice and tall. Going to roll the shoulders a few times, backwards and forwards, separately and together, and just focus on just caving the back, dropping the shoulders forward, and then dropping the shoulders back and down and opening up the heart center, and just sort of flexing bamboo spine just to start with, nothing major, just to sort of loosen up and to allow yourself to find sort of that centralized spine. So rolling the shoulders back and down, settling the hands on the knees or in the lap, sitting up nice and tall and gently tucking the chin in. Breathing here, so first of all breathing into the belly, drawing the breath all the way up to the top of the lungs, tucking the belly in and breathing out slowly. Sighing the breath if you need to. Belly breath, big belly, all the way up to the top. And then tucking the belly in, breathing out. Noticing the sibilant sounds of the breath as it's coming in and going out. And then this is something you can sort of hang your practice off if you like. It becomes a sort of aural hook. You can really focus in on your breathing and focus in on your body rather than being distracted by what else is happening around you. So carefully then, tucking the bandhas in, our next breath in. Forcing the breath higher and wider. This is where you can bring your ujjayi in if you'd like to, closing the soft palate of the throat. One more breath. Just pushing that last out breath a little bit more and release. So tucking in the bandhas here, Mula Bandha or Dhyana Bandha, so those bandhas in to help bring the breath higher and wider. And we're going to just first of all open up the arms and the shoulders. So just place the fingertips on the shoulder heads just lightly and just lift the elbows. And you're just going to roll them round and just draw small circles to start with the elbows, moving concentrically. So yes, they're working in the same direction. And get those circles bigger and start to move the shoulder blades as well, sort of in, out, up, and down. You can feel how much sort of almost 360-degree movement is happening in this joint. Lovely. Reverse it, big circles to start with, and then slightly smaller ones as you start to limit the range of movement. Start to limit the sliding of the shoulder blade. Lovely. Very small movements. And releasing off. Just hands on the knees, roll the shoulders back and down. Sit up nice and tall, coming up and away from the pelvis. Bandhas lifted in now to help support. Breathing in, breathing out, stretching over to the right. Breathe in back to center and breathe out to the other side. Stretching up, kicking nice and tall through the spine, lengthening out of each side, stretching away. Deep breath in, bring it back to center. Release that off. Left arm up this time, bending at the elbow, and just open up the armpit. So we're looking at a really sort of big armpit here, showing the armpit to the front, stretching up through the top elbow, tucking the chin in to avoid that sort of pigeony chin that we tend to do. Just tucking everything backwards to keep the spine nice and long, and just guide that elbow gently back for the tricep stretch into the serratus at the side of the body. Breathing here. Lovely. Release that off onto the other side. Right arm up, drop it into position, bend at the elbow, tuck the chin in, and just guide everything backwards. Chin and elbow being pushed gently back. Feel the tricep stretch. Feel maybe the stretch traveling down the tricep, down into the serratus here, and possibly into the sort of lower traps as well. You'll start to feel that movement going across into the mid-back. Breathing here. Lovely, release it off. Okay, so we're going to bring the left leg out in front now. So whichever leg is in front actually, it doesn't matter, it just happens to be my left leg. So I'm going to tuck the other leg in, bring the leg out in front a little bit further. So the foot is now sort of parallel to the side of the mat. You're going to take a deep breath in, roll the shoulders back and down, and just focus on lengthening out of the base of the spine. Not about how low you go, it's about how long you are through the back. So keep lengthening. Inevitably, yes, you'll start to fold, but it doesn't matter how far you get. I'm not looking at nose to toe here. Breathing. Try to relax through the hip of this front leg and just let that go. Then we're going to press the hand that's opposite to the foot out in front. So if you've got your left foot out in front, your right hand is in the floor, vice versa. Keep lengthening and lift slightly as you drop the elbow and spin to the side. You can brace against the leg to increase the twist. If you don't want to have the hand high, just rest it down on the lower back. Keep concentrating on rolling the shoulder open. Breathing here. Bandha's working. Lovely. And breathe in back to center. Excellent. Release that off. Swap the legs over. So we're going to just bring ourselves into a cross-legged position on the other side. So the front leg is tucked in at the moment. Sukhasana, or a nice, easy cross-legged position for you. Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to take a twist here. So left hand to right knee. Keep tall, keep tucking in the spine. Bandha's working as you roll the right shoulder open and spin to the right. If you want to pop the block behind you to give yourself a bit of height, depending on your proportions, then you can do that. But tented fingers is also good. Keep breathing. Concentrating on breathing into the open side and breathing in back to center. Breathing out, turning, spinning, rolling open the left shoulder, spinning through. You'll feel the twist going all the way down into the sacrum. No need to ratchet the head all the way round, just nice and gentle, almost level with the heart. Keep breathing. Nice and tall. Focusing on breathing into that open side. You can feel there's much less resistance on the side you're turning into. And then breathe in back to center. Lovely. So we're going to pop this leg out in front now, same as we did on the other side. So the foot is parallel with the outer edge of the mat, but it's some way out in front. Deep breath in, stretch up, and then breathe out, lengthening the front and the back of the body equally as you fold and stretch. So again, not so much about getting the nose to the toes, really here about lengthening and lifting. Breathing here, lengthening away from the coccyx through the top of the head, the shoulders dropping down and in. And relaxing through that right hip now, breathing here. Lovely. Breathing yourself back in. Excellent. So before we start to take some sort of significant movement, we're going to bring ourselves into a brief kneeling position. So we're just going to bring ourselves onto our knees, not for long. Going to tuck the toes under. So if you want to, you can sort of take a roll over the toes, come into a squat position. That was my knee. Rolling over the toes, stretching out all 5 toes and pushing them into the mat, and then come down to kneeling. Lovely. It'd be quite a high kneel, and you're going to roll the shoulders back and down, bring yourself forward. So you're going to open the collarbones, pop the heart through as you then bring the wrists through first and press all of the finger joints into the floor. Soften the elbows towards the body and keep drawing the shoulders down the back. Keep breathing here. It's a strong wrist stretch, so only work at a level that you're happiest. Level off, bring the toes back underneath if you prefer, and stretch out the ankles. I'm going to draw the shoulders down, bring in Yalahanda Bandha, so this is the throat lock here. So not just the sort of Ujjayi soft palate lock, this is sort of tucking in and tucking back into the chin, so you feel the sort of throat lock. Then we're going to bring the arms up to the diagonal, draw the shoulders back and down as you push away through the elbows. So keep tucking in the chin, stretching up through the top of the head, drawing the shoulders back and down and pushing away through the heels of the hands. One more breath, Yalahanda Bandha here. Lovely, and release it off. You'll feel more possibly a significant amount of warmth that's come into the forearms particularly. Shake it out if you need to, if it feels like it's more like lactic acid than just general sort of warmth and engagement. So we're going to come into kneeling now. We are slowly moving into a vinyasa, believe it or not. So we're going to bring ourselves into our tiger position. Draw the shoulders down the back. Nice table cat-cow position. Nicely aligned here, looking at the alignment of the joints, getting everything nice and safe. Softness through the elbows, but drawing the shoulders back and down and pushing the floor away. Take a deep breath in, stretch the right leg out behind, not going for height, just drop that hip slightly and stretch the left arm away and plug it back in. And then we're going to take our little beats, so we're going to take it out to the side, so striking tiger with a little bit of flapping tiger maybe. Keep breathing, it's quite strong, so moving it out to the side, really getting into the outer thigh, outer hip here, lovely, across the back, across the axial skeleton. And hand down first and release the knee. If you need to take a quick swan stretch in the middle, take a quick swan stretch. Bring yourself back up on the other side. Find your pose, stretching away, lengthening, engaging the shoulders, pushing the floor away, sucking in the bandhas as you stretch that left leg away. Drop the hip lightly, stretch the right arm away and plug it back in. You're drawing both limbs in, and then your little flapping tiger. Keep breathing here. It's harder than it looks. There's a bit of balance required. Keep drawing the limbs in. Keep moving them out to the side. Particular effort involved here in the hip, buttock, outer leg. So you'll feel maybe it travelling down the ITB at the side of the thigh. Breathing here. Excellent. Hand down first, then knee, and stretch away. Excellent. Very good. Quick option here to come back up, take a deep breath in, back onto the other side, stretch out, plug the limbs back in, bend the right leg, sweep the left hand round, push in, open the hip, open the shoulder into the bound position. Keep breathing here, keep lengthening, keep stretching. Lovely. Drop your gaze, release, and swap to the other side. Stretch the left leg away, right arm forward, bend at the knee, sweep the arm round, catch the foot, push and lift, arching the back, opening and then stretching through the front of the leg. Keep breathing here, keeping your balance as best you can. Lovely. Release it off, dropping your gaze first, and into a swan stretch. So carefully does it then here. You can come up into your down dog, pedal your dog a little bit, because obviously we've just been sitting and kneeling for a little while. I'm still carrying an injury on my left ankle, so you might see me guarding it a little bit. Just stretch through, really getting into the calves, into that gastroc and soleus, really stretching out down through the Achilles into the plantar fascia. Lovely. Then when you're ready, take a deep breath in and move yourself through to the front. Ardha Uttanasana, hands to the shins here. We've done this quite a lot recently. Roll the shoulders up to the earlobes, back and round. Drop the tail, suck the bandhas in. As you draw the shoulders down to the tail, it's almost like you're concertinaing your kidneys. Breathing here. Breathe out, fold. When you're ready, push the floor away. Stretching yourself back up and breathing out. I've noticed that you can't see my head, so I'm just going to move this back. Lovely. Okay. Excellent. Oh. Maybe you just about see my head. Okay. Let's just adjust that. Okay, right, here we go. So then, we're going to take our sun salutations with the different variations here. So, taking a deep breath in, stretch up, breathe out, fold. Breathe in, extend. Breathe out, fold. Place stride. Chaturanga to your up dog. Use your knees if you need to. Flatten the feet in and pop the heart through. And push back to your down dog. Just settle for a moment. Reacquaint yourself with your dog and dropping the heels, planting the 5 fingers and 5 toes of each limb into the mat and drawing the energy up the legs. Take a deep breath in, stride forward, extend, breathe out, fold. Breathe in all the way back up, stretch up and breathe out. Lovely. So take a deep breath in, number 2. Deep breath in, breathe out, fold. Breathe in, extend. Breathe out, fold. Place, stride or jump, through you go, up to up dog, open the chest and push back to your down dog. Settle here, rest at any point you need to. Take a moment. Drawing the energy down, lengthening the back, lengthening the backs of the legs. Trying not to lock out the joints. Deep breath in, look up, stride forward, extend. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, all the way back up. And breathe out. Number 3, deep breath in. And breathe out. Breathe in, extend. Breathe out, fold, place, stride through your chaturanga to your up dog and push back to your down dog. Settle. Take your 5 breaths here. Just pulse it gently. We're not looking to strain anything, we're just looking to gently guide, and it's all about the lengthening. Lovely. Deep breath in, look up, stride forward, extend. Breathe out, fold. Push the floor away, breathe in, all the way back up, stretch up, and breathe out. Lovely. Final round of A then, deep breath in, and breathe out. Breathe in, extend. Breathe out, fold, striding or jumping, through you go and up. And push back to your down dog. Settle, holding or pulsing, you choose, softening off but lengthening all the same, breathing here. Lovely, deep breath in, stride forward, extend, breathe out, fold, push the floor away, lift yourself back up and breathing out. Lovely, excellent, fantastic. So then, sun salutation B, we're going to take a few variations here. So we're going to take the feet together, deep breath in, drop down, sweep the arms high, lifting up and draw the shoulder blades down the back. Lovely. Tuck in, breathing here. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, extend. Breathe out, place, slide or jump. Through you go to your up dog. Press the feet in and then push back to your down dog. Right leg high, sweep high. Through to the front, warrior one to start with. Push, lift, lengthen and breathe out all the way down. Place. Back you go, chaturanga to up dog. Roll the shoulders down. Make sure you're getting that shoulder movement and push back to your down dog. Left leg high, sweeping through, plug in, press down, banders working, draw the energy up and breathe out all the way down. Place, striding back through and up, roll those shoulders and sliding into your down dog. Settle here, take a moment. Deep breath in, look up, bend your knees and spring yourself forward, extend, breathe out, fold. Soften the knees, push the floor away, lifting up, stretching up, and breathe out, release your Utkatasana. Still not happy with this positioning. Let's tip it up just a bit more. There we go. Okay, so then I'm going to take a little bit more of Sun Salutation B. So feet together, press the knees together, deep breath in, Utkatasana. Settle, draw the energy into the midline. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, extend. And breathe out, fold. Place, stride or jump. Through you go, your chaturanga to your up dog. Press your feet in and push yourself back. Down dog, sweep the right leg high. Coming up, this time, warrior two, cycle. Draw the shoulders down the back. Open and stretch. Breathe out all the way down. Through you go, up dog. And breathe out, down dog. Left leg high. Sweep through, get your alignment just right as you cycle yourself up to warrior two. Check that knee, breathing. Draw the shoulders down the back. Breathe out all the way down. Chaturanga to your up dog. And push back to your down dog. Hold here, rest if you need to. Settle. Reacquaint all the joints of the fingers, particularly the L's, so your thumb and index finger pushing down into the floor. Breathing here. Settle the breath. And then when you're ready, deep breath in, look up, spring forward to your hands, extend, breathe out, fold. Bend your knees, push the floor away. Via your Utkatasana, just curl the tail under, drop the shoulders back and down, and breathe out. Number 3, deep breath in, and breathe out, fold. Breathe in, extend, and breathe out, place, stride or jump. Through you go to your chaturanga, to your up dog, rolling, pushing away, and push back to your down dog. Right leg high, sweeping through, reverse warrior here. So warrior one position, slightly facing forward, coming up, open up the front of the body and slide back. So keep the length in the spine, but push up and lift away. Breathing out all the way down. Place, stride back, through and up, and push back. Left leg high, sweep through, warrior one position, pushing up, left arm up, reverse warrior, keep the length in the spine and just grow the pose. And breathe out, cycle over, place, through you go, lift up and push back. Down dog, settle here, rest if you need to, so coming down to your knees, swan stretch, child pose. Hugging in, tucking in. Keep thinking about the length and the space you're creating. Try not to snatch the breath, so you can hear I am, just because it's hard to talk and do at the same time. Enjoy the breath. think about what you're going to do next. So you're just bringing the weight forward, looking up and springing through to the front. Extend, breathe out, fold, bend the knees, push the floor away, bring yourself back up, dropping into position and breathe out. Surprise, we're going to do one more of these with a humble warrior. So take a deep breath in, Utkatasana. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, extend. Breathe out, place, stride or jump. Chaturanga to up dog. Keep those elbows tucking in, keep those collarbones wide. Push back. Right leg high, sweep through to the front. Your warrior one position, breathing in. Lifting up, clasp. Breathing out, folding to thigh. Keep the length in the spine and keep the clasp moving away from the back. Rest here. And then breathe in, push up. Breathe out, release. Breathe in all the way back down and breathe out. And then breathe in up and breathe out down. Left leg high, sweep through to the front, find your warrior two. Breathe in, up, clasp. Breathe out, tuck in, lengthen. Guide the right hip forward and lower into your humble warrior. Take your time here. Straightening, lengthening through the arms, pushing the floor away, banders in. Breathe in, up. Breathe out all the way down. Breathe in, up. And breathe out, down. Take a moment to settle. Rearrange yourself. Roll those shoulders away. Push the heels and the L's of the hands into the floor. Lengthen and lift. Keep drawing the energy up the legs like straws into the banders. And soften those knees off. Deep breath in. Look up. Slide or spring or jump forward. Hop, skip. Extend. Breathe out, fold. Bend your knees. Bring yourself up slowly into your Utkatasana. And breathe out. Well done, everyone. Slight wardrobe adjustment required here. Okay, so carefully does it then. We're going to bring ourselves into a high lunge. So we're going to take the vinyasas at points here. Standard vinyasa, nothing different today, not like last week. So nothing to worry about. If you want to add in a variation of your own, feel free. So we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to stride the right leg back into that high Anjaneyasana lunge. Find the extended pose. So deep breath in, bringing yourself up, clasp the hands, drop the shoulders down and grow the front of the body. Drawing up, up and away. Keep breathing here. Lovely. And breathe in, then breathe out, twist out to the open side. Stretch away and lengthening. Lovely. Might be better if I turn sideways for this one. Excellent. You might get an idea of what we're doing then. Stretching away. Excellent. Lovely. Deep breath in here, back to center. Going to bring the hands up and around again. We're going to bend at the elbows. Again, lift and lengthen. Straightening that back leg, opening up the back hip. Breathing here. Breathe out, fold. Place. Drop that back knee down. Feel free to pad it up if you need to. Into the low lunge. Lovely. Deep breath in. Bring yourself back up. Stretch up and drop into position. Just check that front knee hasn't flown past the ankle. Opening up and then leaning back, straightening this front leg. You might want to lift the foot and breathe out, folding over. Just take your time here. What we want to avoid is this hyperextension of the knee joint. So you need to push the heel into the floor and soften this knee off, which is going to help with the balance. Drishti is also going to help, and just grow the pose. Don't worry about getting down to the leg. Just draw the energy in. Not as easy as it looks, clearly. Deep breath in. Lovely. Fantastic. Excellent. So carefully does it then. Bring ourselves back over the front leg, hands on the front knee, tuck the back toes under, lift into your high lunge, and then fold, breathe out, fold over, place, Breathe out to your vinyasa. Up dog. And push back to your down dog. Lovely. Take a deep breath in. Stride or jump forward. Extend. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in. Float your way all the way back up. And breathe out. Excellent. So this time I'm going to swap sides. I'm going to stride back on the left leg this time. Back into the high Anjaneyasana lunge. Get that position right here. Back ankles playing up a bit, so just be careful on that. Tucking tail under. Deep breath in. Sweep up into the high pose. Drop the shoulders back, down and in. And grow the front and the back of the body equally as you open up through the left hip. Breathing here, lengthening. Lovely. Straightening up. Fantastic. Breathe out. Going to spin sideways. So again, the twist is coming from the torso, not from the pelvis. So the pelvis stays pretty static as we stretch and open into that pose. Check the alignment. This front knee. Keep breathing here. Keep lengthening. Breathing. Lovely. Back to center. Breathe in. Bring the hands up again. Lift up out of that deeper pose. Bend at the elbows, draw the shoulder blades down and back together and lengthen and dip into the pose. Breathing here, lengthening through the triceps, lifting the elbows. Breathing quite hard. And breathe out, folding over. Drop that back knee down. Taking to that low lunge for the moment, just stretch and lift, breathing. Then breathe out, push off, grow that pose. Draw the energy into both feet, pushing the floor away but softening this front knee. Breathe in, open up, and breathe out, fold. Lengthening, stretching, keep drawing the energy up that right leg, but keep the softness in the knee. It's not about how low you go, it's about the lift through the arms. And breathe in, back up. Lovely, very nice. And bring yourself back up into that clasp position. Draw the shoulders down the back, lengthen and lift, a lot of weight going down through that back foot. And then breathe out, fold. Place, tuck yourself so you're coming back up into that high lunge position. Oh, excellent, fantastic. Breathe in, lovely. And then breathe out all the way down. Place, stride back, chaturanga to up dog, press your feet in. And push yourself back to your down dog. Lovely. Settle yourself for a moment. Breathing here. 5 breaths in your down dog. Lovely. When you're ready, look up, stride or jump your feet forward to your hands. Breathe in, extend. And breathe out, fold. So focus on bringing the feet together, softness in the knees, lengthening out and away, and then folding down, but just folding the arms. Nod the head for yes, and shake the head very gently for no. Lovely. Carefully does it. Stay here for another couple of breaths. Keep lengthening the spine, keep lifting the tail, softening the knees off. We just want that stretch to come on nicely and gradually, not straining anything. Release the hands down to the floor and then breathe in. We're going to bring ourselves all the way back up. Sweep the arms up high, bring them into the clasp again and bend at the elbows. So now we're sideways. If we turn sideways in our Samastihiti, our shoulders up and back, lift and lengthen. Keep this pose, press the hands together or the clasp together, and sit yourself down into Utkatasana. The bum will flare out to start with. That's okay. Find your base. Suck the energy into the bandhas as you curl in and lengthen. Keep breathing here. Think about the alignment of the spine and drawing the shoulders down the back. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, extend. Breathe out, fold. Place, stride or jump. Chaturanga to up dog. And breathe out. Down dog. Settling here for a moment. So we're going into an early pigeon now. So from, if you're going to know you're going to need a prop, Okay, I'm going to take a leg lift first and a hip opener before we bring the foot through to settle into our pigeon. Okay, so feel free to have bits and bobs ready if you need to just make sure you're nicely propped. So in your down dog, deep breath in, right leg high, open the hip, turn to look underneath the right shoulder blade, armpit rather, drop the base leg over, open up the hip, and then drop the leg behind you, opening up the front of the thigh. Keep breathing here. And then breathe out. Sweep the right knee to the left, right knee to right wrist. That's a completely different pose. And then bring yourself into your pigeon. Now, usual rules apply, okay? I'm not there to check your positioning or anyone who's looking like they're grimacing. So we're looking for safety in this knee. Any pain in the knee, particularly at the sides of the knee, we can roll straight out onto the bent leg butt cheek. So stretch up and lengthen, prop yourself, so that might mean the sandwich box, or it might mean a blanket, or it might mean the sofa cushion stuck under your bottom. Keep lengthening out of the spine, lift up into pigeon one, breathing here, and then breathe out into pigeon two. Lovely. Lengthening away, just check in with what's happening with the legs. Okay, just make sure that you're happy, that you're leveling off that lower spine. You've got a tray of drinks on it, just be careful. Lovely. There is the option to twist here. So the opposite arm will come straight out, okay? And we're going to twist and stretch towards the bent knee at the front. You can roll the arm and rest it on the lower back and stretch away, but just keep drawing the energy up the bent leg into the belly and the straight leg. So just try and keep the pelvis level. What tends to happen is we sort of roll off the center. So just keep rolling the shoulder open, but keep drawing the energy into the belly. Take a deep breath in, bring itself back up, place the hands, tuck the back toe under, push back into your down dog. Take a moment, walk it out if you need to, if you feel like everything's set a little bit. And then when you're ready, deep breath in, stretch the left leg high, drop the weight into the right heel as you open and look under the left armpit. Keep drawing the energy up away into the ceiling, bend the foot and open up the hip. Dropping the weight back, so you're using the natural sort of change of center of gravity to open the hip. Breathing here. And then when you're ready, sweeping that knee through to the same wrist, caterpillaring that leg in, caterpillaring the back leg back, same notes apply. Any pain in the knee comes straight out. Level yourself up. Get yourself into tented position, roll the shoulders back and down, grow the front of the body as well as the back, lengthen and look up, sink the weight down slightly as you activate the bandas and the legs, and breathe out, folding yourself over. You can go to forearms, you can prop yourself on your little sofa cushion here if you want to, or stretch the arms away and flatten yourself. Keep checking in with that hip. If it's some way away from the floor, you might benefit from enjoying that stretch, or you might want to prop and take some of the weight out of the pose. Keep breathing. If you're taking the twist, it's the opposite arm away. So stretching away, lengthening, drawing the energy, spinning, opening that shoulder, resting it on the low back. Then draw the energy into the bandas and the left bent leg, breathing here, stretching away. You can feel a deep activation in the bottom. Lovely. When you're ready, carefully untwist it. Bring yourself back up to the center and high position. And then hands flat. Tuck your back toes under. Push back into your down dog. Soften the knees through your chaturanga to your up dog. You may want to take a moment in your up dog just to release those hips and push back to your down dog. Settle here. Take a moment. Rest if you need to onto your knees. Lovely. Very nice. Excellent. So from here then, we're going to take ourselves into some dolphin work Options here to have your block ready. So we can carefully settle ourselves with the block near the front of the mat. Probably going to turn sideways for this actually to show you. Okay, so forearms into the floor, holding the hands around the block. Nothing major, we're not pressing in deeply, or some people prefer to clasp hands into more of a tripod. If that's you, that's fine. So we're going to take variations here. So we're going to go from plank, high plank, to a dolphin, down dog as it were, variation. Okay, and take that little cycle a couple of times. So first of all then, we're going to bring the forearms underneath the shoulder heads. So the elbows directly under the shoulder head, possibly a bit wider than you're used to. Hands into the block, so they're sort of concertinaing in. So there's a push down of the elbows and the forearms and the hands into the floor. You can feel the musculature engaging around the shoulders. And then there's a push in as well. So you feel like an extra level of zing. So into the plank position, dropping the belly, stretching away, lengthening, and breathe out, walk the feet in, lengthen up to the down dog version. Keep actively pushing the floor away. Sorry, breathing in, back to the plank position, and then breathing out, walking yourself back into the down dog position. Breathing in, back to the high plank position. And breathing out, back to your down dog position. Option here to take some lifts and some lowers. Lifts and lowers, and that's arms as well as legs. And when you've had enough, settle, you'll be pleased to know, into a child pose. Tuck yourself in, relax the arms, let the backs of the hands flop to the floor, and rest yourself here. Taking deep breaths, breathing into the back of those ribs, lifting the ribs up to the ceiling, especially if they're quite sort of constricted at the front by your thighs. Lovely. So we're really starting to wake the shoulders up now. Pop that out of the way. So carefully just push the brick to one side. And then from a down dog, settle for a moment. Chaturanga to your up dog. 3 go. Enjoy the shoulder mobility now that's really starting to come on. Push down into your down dog. Take a deep breath in, look up, spring forward to your hands, extend, and breathe out, fold. Soften the knees, push the floor away, float yourself all the way back up, and breathe out. Excellent. So we're at the front of our mats now. We're going to take a little variation here. So I'm going to turn sideways again just so you can see what's going on. So we're going to take a leg lift, a leg bend into a quad stretch at the front of the thigh, and then into Natarajasana. So again, up to you. We're looking at keeping the back nice and safe. So there's going to be significant bandha work here. And I'd really like you to think about keeping the heart buoyant in Natarajasana. So frequently, when you look online, you might see lots of sort of hearts dipping towards the floor. What we want to look at is a real sort of lift and lengthening. Okay, so we'll take the right leg first. Take a deep breath in. We're going to catch the knee. Draw the energy up and away as if we were going into our Ardha Hasta Padangusthasana. Stretching up, holding. Or even Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. One day I'll get them right. Carefully bend and catch the foot. Bring the knees together. Open up roll the shoulder, pectoral muscle large. Push through the hips and draw the heel to the bottom. Feel the stretch into the front of the thigh. Lengthen up through the top of the head. Deep breath in. Think about guiding your hand forward. Your drishti might be in your hand to start with. Push the foot into the hand at the back as you start to sort of slowly, a bit like peeling open a tin, you start to reveal the pose. Stretch up and away. Keep stretching, keep lengthening, keep lifting and energizing. It's a big back bend. Take your time. It's also a balance. Breathe and focus. Find something to stare at that's going to help you. Breathing here. Lovely. Fantastic. Carefully then, going to release that down to the floor. Deep breath in, sweep up, and breathe out, fold. So really push the floor away, lengthen, draw the shoulders back and down. As you hinge through the pelvis, keep long through the back and fold down into your Uttanasana. Breathe in, extend. Breathe out, fold. Soften off, push the floor away. Sweep yourself all the way back up, stretch up. And breathe out. Lifting the left leg this time. Push the right leg into the floor. Stretch up and lengthen. Be nice and tall. Be strong. Catch and hold. Lengthen. Find your bandhas. Find your balance. Catch the foot into the reverse. Bring the knees together. Bring the heel. Open up the left pectoral muscle and roll the shoulder away. Push the hips forward and draw the heel into the bottom. Lovely. And then carefully keep the buoyancy, keep the lift, keep the energy. Lengthen away, up, up, up. Keep the hips as level as you can. Stretching up and away, keep pressing in, keep lengthening. Lovely. Holding the pose as long as you can. Excellent. Fantastic. Lower it down and release it off. Deep breath in, stretch up. And breathe out, hinge, lengthen out of the pelvis. So we're moving forward, there's still weight in the heels. And breathe out, fold. So make this the best Uttanasana of the day. Breathe and extend. And breathe out, fold. Stretch and lengthen. And then when you're ready, soften. Bring yourself all the way back up. Stretch up and breathe out. Lovely. Very nice. So we're going to catch our blocks now. Going to grab them for some variations through the shoulders. Okay, so I'm going to bring them up high into high lunge versions. Okay, and then we're going to take the twisting. So taking a deep breath in, just have the brick with you lightly, maybe in your left hand. Drop the left foot into the floor. Push the floor away, lengthen up. Lift the right leg, stride that right leg back into the high lunge. Okay, lovely. Take a deep breath in. I'm going to bring the arms up. So it's a wide block, fingers in. I'm going to scoop the armpits up, press the hands in, grow the pose backwards and lengthen. Just check in with that front knee. You should be able to tell now where it's in the right position. Pushing and lifting. There's still a bit of buoyancy in the pose. Fantastic. Bend the elbows and pop the arms down. Deep breath in. So elbows high, big pits, still flaring the front of the body, keeping the chest as open as you can. Lovely. Breathing out, folding, twisting. And we're going to spin the back foot into more of our Parsvarkanasana and rotate sideways. Drop the shoulders back and down. Drop that elbow inside the left knee. Push, lengthen and lift. And use that sort of brick namaste hands variation to draw that energy down the shoulders and open up. Keep lengthening, keep lifting, keep breathing here. It's quite hard. Lovely. If I spin sideways, you might be able to see better. Lovely. Excellent. Keep breathing here, keep lengthening. Excellent. Just pop the brick down. We're going to use it in a minute. We're going to cycle our way back up to Warrior Two. Stretch away and lengthen, weight over the middle. Go a bit deeper if you think you can at this point. And then carefully does it. We're going to bring the right arm up high, bend the elbow, catch into Gomukhasana arms, lift and open. Still turning sideways, so we're still drawing the right hip back and drawing the energy up the left leg. And breathe out, lowering down. So it's a bit of an odd one. Stretching away, lengthening. Keep that front knee bent to give you the buoyancy you need. I'm not sure there'd be enough buoyancy with the straight leg Trikonasana version, so just be careful here. Lengthening. Lovely. Bring yourself back up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pedal over that front leg into your vinyasa. Through you go and up. And push back. Down dog. Settle. Lovely. Take a deep breath, look up, spring forward to your hands, extend, breathe out, fold, push the floor away, sweep up, all the way back to the front of the mat. Catch your brick in your right hand now. So take a deep breath in, brick in right hand, and stride the left leg back this time. Go as deep as you can. Sorry, with my back ankle, I've just got to make sure I'm solid here. Okay, bring the hands into position. Lift up, press the hands, scoop the armpits open, lengthen the front of the body as you settle into position. It's a real growth pose, but you're also pressing in through the hands. So you can feel this engagement across the top of the shoulders. Keep breathing here. Bend the elbows, keep the pressure, gentle pressure, and lift and lengthen. Excellent. Breathe in and breathe out. We're spinning, twisting. Go a little bit deeper if you can into the twist. Drop the elbow inside, press, lift, draw the chest through to the brick and lengthen away. Keep breathing here. Keep lengthening. So you've still got to be drawing that right hip open and rolling the left thigh open slightly. Roll the right thigh open to provide the stability. Lovely. Excellent. Push through, release the block down to the floor. Bring yourself into the warrior two. Open it up a bit more if you need to. Stretch away, lengthen. Sucking the energy up the legs. So here it's the back arm, left arm up. Bend the elbow. Catch behind for the Gomukhasana. Draw in, lengthen, and breathe out. Keep the length, keep opening and twisting. Still facing sideways as we drop down towards the floor. Lovely, towards the leg. Keep this leg buoyant, keep lengthening, keep breathing. Pushing both feet into the floor. Breathe in, push away. Lovely. And breathe out over that front leg. Chaturanga to your up dog. Press the feet in, lengthen. And breathe out, down dog. Settle here for a moment, just readjust. Lengthening, lifting. Lovely. Take a moment in your down dog. Fantastic. So from here then, rather than finishing the cycle, we're going to come to lie down flat on the floor. Okay, so this could be a tricky one to show you, to demo. So now we're going down to the floor. I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit so you can see the floor a bit better, and over to where we're going to be doing our pincher. Okay, so lovely. Carefully does it then. Bring yourself down onto the front of the body. So we're prone on the floor. Lovely. Going to take our Sphinx pose first. So bring the arms into position. Shoulder heads above the elbows. Big Sphinxy pause. Roll the shoulders forward, up, round, and down, and you start to grow the heart center through to the front. Lengthening, keep the spine long. We're going to feel some contraction, some action in the back, but just be careful. Okay, it doesn't have to be a mega pose. Keep drawing the heart through. Keep almost sort of gliding yourself through, almost like a slight travelator feel. Press the feet into the floor. Lovely. There is a slight twist here. So bring one hand behind you, push and twist. Breathe. Bring that hand back into position. Re-find your Sphinx. Press the right hand in. Spin the fingers around on the other side. Push, lift and twist. Keep breathing. If it's really deeply uncomfortable in the SI joint, that knobbly bit, then just take it easy and don't take the twist. Release off. Lovely. Back into the Sphinxy pose. Excellent. We're going to stretch one leg forward and then release. Stretch the other leg forward and release. We're going to bring ourselves then down into more of a Bekasana, frog pose. Catch one foot at a time or both feet together. If you know you like this pose, up to you.
you can bring one foot to either side of the body and just start to guide it down to the floor, either side. Keep the knees from rolling out. Okay, so you're trying to keep the legs under control. So what tends to happen is the knees start to splay and the legs come out in a sort of slightly dangerous fashion for the knees. So you need to bring the knees parallel and just draw the feet to the side. Drawing it in and down, enjoying the openness of the pose. Then the obvious variation here is going to be Dhanurasana. So pushing the feet in, roll the shoulders back, drop the shoulder blades down as you lift yourself up into bow pose. Keep breathing. Lovely. Release that off. Make a little pillow. Bend the legs. Windscreen wiper the feet to just release the lower back and also give a nice bit of myofascial release to the quads at the front of the thighs. Lovely. Very nice here. So from here then, going into our last but one vinyasa. So carefully then, rolling, deep breath in, slide yourself through to up dog and push yourself through to your down dog. There's an option here if you feel like you need to bring a bit of movement into the lower back. Move the hands forward into a long dog, into plank, push the floor, lengthen, and push back, down dog, into plank. Just check you're not hanging out of the joints in the shoulders and you're not feeling anything untoward as you slide back into this long dog, and carefully make your adjustments. So high plank to down dog variations. Lovely, very nice. So we're going to prepare ourselves now going into our Pincha Mayurasana and then Scorpion variations. Okay, so if you're not sure that Feathered Peacock or Scorpion is for you, then there's no need to do this inversion. Okay, we've warmed up the shoulders, we've warmed up the legs, and maybe it's worth a little go. We can all have a go at the entry level, walking into the pose. Okay, the main thing to remember is that we're pressing down and in, just like we did with the prep in the dolphin pose just now. And then slowly we just walk the feet towards the face. Okay, we might lift one leg up to start with and lower it. We might lift one leg up, the other leg up, and we might come down, or we might go up and we might come down. We might decide that that's not for us at all today and that we don't have the energy and we want to conserve energy, protect our immune systems a little bit. So you might want to just take a different variation on an inversion. That could be legs up the wall, Viparita Karani, still a fantastic inversion. Just take care going into pose that you don't twop your back. And also you could take a bridge or a supported bridge here. You choose. Those of you who've been with me for a while now, you'll know all the variations that you can take at this point. Those of you who are keen to have a go at Pincha Mayurasana, Scorpion pose. So we're going to bring ourselves into position. We're going to have a nice clear wall, okay? Safety glass, or we're going to look at a nice clear wall without sort of, Picasso's hanging on it or anything like that. So no sort of sockets or anything you're going to catch yourself on. So we might, if we're going into Scorpion, move ourselves slightly away so we end up with that lovely curve through the back. But that is entirely your call. Okay, so prepping. We're going to bring ourselves into position. So we've got our block lengthways, got our hands flat on either side, ready to do our sort of bench press styly. Okay, and we're going to bring the elbows underneath. Okay, so elbows underneath the shoulder heads, pushing down, lifting out of the shoulders, almost rolling the shoulders back and down and press away, then also press in. And you'll feel what happens is sort of almost like a triangulation that happens in the trapezius muscles, if that's not a mixing of metaphors. So take a deep breath in. The real trick with this is to keep the lift in the front end. Okay, so tucking the toes under, keep pushing down, lifting, suck the energy up the legs as you float into position. This might be enough for you today, just holding here, pressing in and down, in and down. If you prefer to take the tripod version, that's okay too. And carefully lower yourself out. Okay. If you think you might want to go further, you might want to bring yourself into a position where you're going to have a bit more padding maybe under the arms, she says. This floor's quite hard. okay? And you're going to bring yourself maybe a little bit closer to the wall or maybe a bit further away, depending on what your next move is going to be. If you're going to just test with one leg up, one leg down, then obviously you're probably not going to go all the way up, but have that comfort blanket behind you. So back into position here, remembering that the head sort of shifts forward quite a lot. So if you want to press in to the wall or wherever you are at, then that's helpful, but not too close, because you are definitely going to sort of travel through with the head and you don't want to brain yourself on the wall. So press down and in, shoulders back and in, press the hands in, tuck and walk in, lift one leg high, maybe that's enough, lift the other leg high, settle, take a rest, your call, up to you. If you can keep that buoyancy in the shoulders, you might want to kick up into the full pose. So carefully does it, kick yourself up and hold. Holding here, lengthening and lifting. Lovely, stretching away. Note my head is nowhere near the floor and there's a huge amount of push going down into the floor. And when you're ready, bring yourself out with style and grace. Fantastic. Okay, if you're going to take the scorpion variation, you know what you need to do. You're going to have to move further away so that you get that lovely arch through the lower back. Still the same rules apply. Significant band of work to support this quite exaggerated curve of the lower back. And you're still not collapsing through the top end, okay? You've still got to keep that massive buoyancy through the shoulders, okay? This is where we've sort of been working on the vinyasas and working on strengthening our upper bodies. Ladies particularly, who find it a bit difficult to actually get the buoyancy required to go up into this pose. So feel free to take your scorpion here. Those of you who are in different variations, that's entirely up to you. You can stay a bit longer into your inversion, resting the legs up the wall, supported bridge, even shoulder stand if you prefer, which would be a nice counterpose to what we've been doing today. So take your time, no need to rush. Find your pose, find your drishti, and find where you can settle with your body and settle with your breath. No rush. You can stay in your inversions a little bit longer if you prefer. We're slowly coming into our final vinyasa, and before we take our final couple of seated and lying poses before shavasana. So just make sure that you've taken the time to come out. Our counter poses here have to be a forward fold. So there is the option of fish pose and a forward fold after bridge and shoulder stand. After our Pinchamayurasana poses, then we're going to look at Paschimottanasana. So pulling the fleshy pits out, bring yourself into that lovely Dandasana position. So activate, Bandha still working here. Roll the shoulders back and down. After you've taken your vinyasa, we're meeting in Dandasana. And then breathing out, folding into your Paschimottanasana. So settling yourself here, finding where you can be happy. If you prefer to take your Paschimottanasana with your feet against the wall because you're activating the backs of the legs a little bit more, feel free. Lovely. Bring yourself up. And we're going to flip over now into Happy Baby. So just hug the knees into the chest, Apanasana, settle yourself. Just take the time to relocate your sacrum and just expand. And then when you're ready, either one side at a time or both together, catch the insteps of the feet and draw the energy down through the knees into the floor. Not the best angle there. Always alarming. Lovely. Keep the back nice and long. Keep tucking the chin in as you draw the elbows down, draw the hands down, draw the knees down to the floor. There is the option to rock gently from side to side. Quite a nice little sort of kidney area, mid-back massage. Lovely. Option here then to take a couple of lying twists. You might want to take the shoulder openers. So you might want to really stretch away through one hand and stretch over to the side. Lengthen away. Keep lengthening through the arm. Quite a big lying twist. Or variations on the theme. You know the ones that you work best for you. So stretching away, lengthening. Lovely. Fantastic. Yoga Mudrasana just before we come into Shavasana. So bring yourself into a comfortable seated position. It can be Sukhasana, our half lotus or full lotus. Just checking in with your knees there. Take a deep breath in, sweep the arms forward and round. Open the chest, catch the clasp together, roll each shoulder open, drop the clasp, heart center grows and opens. And breathe out, fold. Band is lightly engaged. 10 breaths here in Yoga Mudrasana. Keep growing the arms to the ceiling and stretching through the spine and settling through the sit bones. When you're happy, you've taken your 5 to 10 breaths. Bring yourself slowly, following the clasp back up, and rest yourself straight down for Shavasana. Bent leg, straight leg, or over to the side, you choose. Take the time to lift and lower each limb, lift and lower the head, and get yourself fully acquainted with the floor as we finish our practice today. Settling here, really just submitting to gravity, letting yourself go. Noticing the bits of the body that are moving with the breath. Drawing the breath in through the nose. Feeling the cool air coming in, and then the warm breath leaving the body. Each limb becoming heavier. So focusing your internal gaze on your left leg. Your left leg feels heavy. Moving your internal gaze to your left arm. Your left arm feels heavy. Moving your internal gaze to your right arm. Your right arm feels heavy. And moving your gaze to your right leg. Your right leg feels heavy. The body settles, the mind settles, the breath settles. And as we reflect more on our ideas of soulfulness from Brian Draper, we just tune in
to the body and the breath. And notice when the mind becomes distracted. Notice the times you do not act from your ego. See what happens when your soul takes the lead. Call your own name over and over and be open to the more of who you are. When did you last meet yourself? Consider the smallest details of someone you love and tell them what you appreciate. Thank them for their soulfulness. Reflect upon the emotions of your day and where these took you. And watch for the unexpected tears. Pay close attention to what they might be saying and to where they might be leading. Sit with them. Honour them. Do not rush away from them. If you are able to, you can stay with your Shavasana for longer. Just coming up to 75 minutes. So if you'd like to bring your awareness back to the room, moving your fingers and your toes to bring some awareness back into your limbs. Maybe take a big long dog stretch or anapanasana or both. Just take the time to bring yourself back into the room. And when you're ready, you can bring yourself back up to a comfortable cross-legged position. Take a deep breath in, sweep your arms up. Thank you, and namaste. Have a wonderful week. We'll be back on our mats on Thursday. Thank you.